Understanding Snowflake Pricing. Hi, I am M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. In this video, we are going to see and understand the complete Snowflake pricing process. So let's start looking into it. Most of the time, people will be asking or getting confused that whenever we are using this cloud-based platforms or cloud providers, if I talk about AWS, if I talk about Azure, if I talk about GCP, and if I talk about this cloud data warehouse, the Snowflake, so it will be in a too high cost. What are the different ways that we have to purchase this particular Snowflake, and what are the different things that we have to consider when we are opting for Snowflake? So let me make complete clear picture with you when I am describing something called as Snowflake pricing. So the complete Snowflake, it got decoupled into two different parts or two different factors. One is compute, another one is storage. So let me explain you in detail what exactly we have and what all we have to follow under compute process and what all we have to consider or follow under storage process. If I talk about compute, we need to do the payment of this compute based upon the active warehouses per hour that we use. So in the previous videos, we have seen that how to create a data warehouse, and without a data warehouse, we cannot execute any query and we cannot see any sort of result without any active warehouse. So whenever we are creating a warehouse, in that particular creation of data warehouse process, we have even seen that we need to even select the size of the warehouse. So when we are even selecting the size of the warehouse, the credits of that particular size also matters a lot. So if when I am talking about this compute process, then we need to pay the complete active warehouse per hour, how much we are using. On that basis, we need to pay this for a compute one. And it also depends upon the size of the warehouse. So let us consider I am using XS as my complete small and medium or large or XL or 4XL size of my data warehouse. Then it completely depends upon the size of the warehouse and the payment that you are doing. And the compute billing will be completely based upon billing by second. So it should be minimum 1 minute of usage that you have done, and based upon that 1 minute of every 1 minute or the thing, your payment will be getting activated. So now the point is that you need to have this particular credit card that you have to keep it as default or save it in your Snowflake, so that depending upon the usage, depending upon the memory size that you are considering, it purely gets cut off from that particular thing. Now when we are talking about the pricing, when I am talking about the credits, it completely depends upon the Snowflake credits. So when I am talking about the payment, I should not pay 1 rupee, I should not pay 1000 rupees, I should not pay 50 rupees or so. I need to pay the Snowflake in a Snowflake credits, and the credits are getting counted. So what are the credits and how we have to do these credits? Let me explain you that even. Now if I look into the storage part, so in the complete storage process, you need to pay the monthly fees. Okay, it is like a reason. You need to pay the monthly fees. So monthly fees is nothing but, okay, I am paying some how you do for a mobile recharge in the same way. Okay, so for 3 months of my recharge plan, this much is my 1.5 GB data per day or 2.2 GB data per day, and unlimited calls, unlimited messages or so and so, and this much is my duration. So it is also in the same way. You pay it for a monthly basis. So when I am talking about a monthly basis, how much you would like to use, you use it, you pay it for monthly basis. So that is pay monthly fees charge for the storage account. Now this complete fees that I am talking about per month, it is based upon the average storage that you use per month, and again that storage also depends upon the huge data that you have, what kind of data that you are using, and it depends completely on it. And this cost that it will be calculated in this storage process will be based upon the compression and the particular place or the platform where you will be choosing or doing all this storage process. Most probably you will be doing it in a cloud providers. When I'm talking about the cloud providers, we have AWS, we have Azure, we have GCP. So when in this complete two compute and storage process, I have told that we need to do the payment in a per minute basis or in a per month basis or so. Now the point is that how should you pay it? should I pay it in dollars, should I pay it in Indian currency, or should I pay in euros, or should I pay in dirhams, or in which particular mode that I have to do the payment for this Snowflake. Then for this question, you should not pay something in rupees, you should not pay something in dollars, you should not pay something in euros. You need to convert your money, either it is rupee, dirhams, or it is dollars, or it is euros, or whatever it is. You need to convert this into your Snowflake credits, and that particular Snowflake credits we have to pay for it. So we don't need to directly do the payment from our currency. We need to convert our currency into the Snowflake credits, and that Snowflake credits we need to use it for the payment of Snowflake. So that's how it completely works into. Now there are different levels. Okay, there are different levels of parameters that you need to consider when you are opting for Snowflake. One, you have standard, the next one you have enterprise level, then we have business critical level, that we have opted business critical level when we are newly creating an account for this particular Snowflake, and we have virtual private Snowflake account, which is completely private part that Snowflake will be giving it to you. For this particular private part, the Snowflake that you would like to opt for it, virtual private Snowflake, then we need to contact Snowflake, get the quotation from them, and then we have to use it, most probably for the huge part of specific organizations that they use this one. But when I'm talking about the standard part, so for the standard we have just $2 cost per credit, and for enterprise level we have $3 cost per credit, and for business critical we have $4 cost per credit. So this particular cost that I'm talking about and all, it again changes from region to region. There are different sort of regions that we have to select when we are creating a Snowflake account, and what kind of regions we are. It by default it will choose it, but if you would like to change the region, you can change it. Okay, so here I have taken US, which is from the Northeast, so I have this particular business critical $4, enterprise $3, and standard $2. But if you are from other region, again the prices will get changed. We do not have a huge change, but it is changing in 0.5 or $1 difference, so that will be the change. And the platform that I use it here is AWS integrated, so AWS is that I have used it here, so for that's where I'm going to integrate it and started loading and updating the data. So you can choose Microsoft Azure also, you can choose GCP also. There we have an option when we are creating an account. So that's the next part. Now when I am talking about this virtual warehouse sizes, this is one thing that we have to consider. If I talk about the sizes, okay, so the complete minimum size that we have is XS, where we are having only one server in it and you have one credit for it. So it purely depends upon what kind of data that you are working on, what kind of size you have for the data, that you could like choose your warehouse for that. The next one we have small. For this we have 2 servers and there are 2 credits for it. Then we are having medium size where there are 4 servers and we have 4 credits for it. And we have larger size where we have 8 servers and 8 credits for it. We have XL size where we have 16 servers and 16 credits for it, and we have 4XL where we are having 128 credits for it. So depending upon the warehouse sizes, depending upon the servers that you are about to use, that many credits will be deducted from your particular account when you are doing the sort of payment. So now you might have a question, which kind of warehouse I should use, which size I have to use. See, it is purely depend upon your client perspective, your data perspective in which you are opting for. So whichever you think that for me as I'm creating some sort of basic things that I'm going with the XS. If you are working with some medium size of projects with some terabytes of data, then yeah, you can go with L, or it is more than you can go with XL. So it purely depends upon individual's perspective and the organization's perspective, whichever you would like to opt for it. So next, if I talk about the pricing for 2 different parameters, one is for on-demand storage and capacity storage. So what is on-demand storage? On-demand storage is nothing but you pay for usage of month to month. Okay, for 1 month to 1 month, per month you will do the payment for on-demand storage. But if you are talking about the capacity storage, you pay for usage per month. Depending upon the usage, you go with the capacity storage. So now let us think that I am paying some 100 credits. Okay, let us consider that I am paying 100 credits. So that is, I have opted for on-demand storage. I am paying 100 credits, but I have used only 10 credits in it. Okay, so my complete 90 credits are getting wasted, right? So you need to be very cautious and very cautious when you are opting for this. So you pay only for what you use on demand storage, and you pay for what the capacity that you are using it. So you know that, okay, this is much is my capacity, that's why I'm choosing my capacity storage. But as you do not know the capacity, then obviously you go with the on demand storage. You pay some amount for it, you pay some credits for it, you use it. If it is still remaining, then you can use it. If it is not, then again you have to renew it. That's how it is. But I would like to give a small note when I'm talking about this pricing. As when you are completely new, but you don't know what exactly you have an idea, then opt for on-demand storage initially. Okay, that is my suggestion. You can opt for on-demand storage initially, because we don't know how much is the size that I'm going to use and how many credits I want. You don't know it. So first opt for on-demand storage. Slowly, based upon the project, based upon your day-to-day improvement or work that you are about to do, when you have an idea, when you know that I can understand and I can estimate that this much is the size I have to use it, then obviously when you are aware of your storage, then you can shift into capacity storage. So that's where the Snowflake pricing comes into the picture. So when I'm talking about Snowflake pricing, again, we should not pay it in dollars or Indian rupees or so. We need to convert our rupees and currency into Snowflake credits, and that credits we need to use it depending upon the storage that we have. So this is how you need to have an overview of Snowflake pricing. And anyhow, Snowflake is giving you 30 days of free trial, and after 30 days you have to do this payment and you have to start working on your projects. So thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.